It's Crosby. He's going to come in at the end, punch it out.
Holmes is sacked by Crosby. His second of the game.
Mad Max. Mad Max.
All right, boys and girls, welcome back. This is episode 17 of the best podcast out there. This is The Rush with the boy, Maxx Crosby. I'm your co-host, Brogan Roback. We got our brethrens, DT, Creel in the house. We appreciate you boys jumping in here. It's going to be a crazy week upcoming, but we did want to come in here and just chop it up a little bit with you guys. We'll get to what the week's going to be looking like for us. Super Bowl is in Las Vegas, Sin City, so it's only right that we got the king of Las Vegas with us and taking us around. We'll be on Media Row. We'll be doing a lot of great stuff, so we will touch on that. But Max, we appreciate you, bro. We know that you're recovering, you're healing, you're grinding every single day. So coming on here and talking to the people, we appreciate that.
You already know. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, let's start it off, man. How's the knee going? How's the knee and the rehab? How's that going for you?
Yeah, I mean, the knee is getting a lot better. It's been about 8, 9 days now since the surgery. So we've been getting better. I've been in the building, obviously, bright and early, getting after it, doing what I can do. It's a process, with the way the bursa is and how the surgery went. Elitraj, shout out to Dr. Elitraj, the best in the game. He had to go all the way. He said, so basically explaining it, my bursa was destroyed and dismantled. So when I blew it up the first time, that's like, okay, it could possibly heal if you get off it and whatever. But I played 16 straight weeks with it in practice and ran and all type of shit. So it just kept getting worse. And every game I kept landing on it and it kept blowing up. So obviously, it got infected at one point. It was just all types of fucked up. But the more you keep pounding on it, it's like a compressor. So it's like getting a softball and smashing it. So it wasn't just in my knee. It was going all the way down into my tibia. So I was feeling that pain. I had no idea that was because of the bursa, but it was like tender as fuck in the front of my shin, and that it was because of that. So he had to go all the way down there, get all that shit out of there. It was going through the side of my knee, and it explains because I had points in the season where the side of my knee was fucking hurting me. I would have like pains in the front of my quads, and it was because the bursa was just smashed, and it was going through all the basically over half my leg was fucking had that shit through it, and it was infected and fucking all mangled. So he had to literally go in there. The surgery ended up being 3 hours, and it was supposed to be like an hour and a half. He had to get every little bit of it. He had to cauterize it and close it. So I go in there Monday. I'm going to lift, do my thing. Boom, I do an upper body. I was just ready to I had to do something. I was going to lose my mind. Then we get on the FaceTime after. He's like, listen, you are not lifting anymore. The rest of the week, you cannot lift. If your blood pressure gets too high, it can fuck the surgery up and all this shit. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, all right, so now I'm just strictly rehab. So the whole week I was rehabbing, doing my thing. I'm in there fucking 6:45. Nobody's to be seen, but I'm just trying to get to it. You know what I mean? Just keeping my mental right, because it's the hardest thing for me. You guys know me. I'm go always. And I've had to pause a little bit, but I think everything happens for a reason. It's a blessing in disguise. So for me, it's been, getting off, not doing exactly what I'm used to doing, but at the same time, work hard in a different way. So it's a process. Everything's going well. I got my surgery Tuesday, getting the stitches taken out Monday. So I'm going to be in LA for a couple days and get that right. But after that, I'll be fully, repaired, and then going to have the UCL, little rehab and all that stuff, which won't be nearly as long as the knee. Knee will be about 2 to 3 months till I'm 100%. Okay. But yeah, besides that, everything's great. For me, it's about finding that 1%, bro. I've meal prep still every single day since the season ended. I feel great. Just about protecting my mental, because I know myself. I want to just go all the time, and it's forcing me to stop, which is, I think it's happening for a reason. So it's a good thing.
For sure. I think everyone has their own reasons why they go to the gym, why they lift, why they do what they do. But I think obviously for me, for you, probably a majority of people out there, it's more so for that mental sanity, right? So Max, would you say like this injury to you is the most annoying or toughest injury that you've gone through so far being in the league? Because you've had a couple of surgeries, right? And just curious kind of where it stacks up, and I'm sure it's testing you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a battle. I can't sit here and say, people have had much worse. I didn't have any ligament damage, which is great. I didn't have any, anything like that in my knee. So that's a blessing in itself. So, it could be worse. So that's just my mindset in general. Like, it could be worse. 2 to 3 months, I'm gonna fucking crush it and do what I do. I had the labrum. That was supposed to be, they were like 4 to 6 months. I was fucking back rolling in 3 months, perfectly fine by OTA. So I know I'm gonna put in above and beyond work and be more than good. So yeah, bro, it's definitely been the most irritating just because it's a lower extremity. You know what I mean? It's not like shoulders, like, all right, fuck it, like, I'll be good. Like, you fight through that shit, or you can put a wrap on it and you're good. But like when it affects the way you're running and shit like that, and you got to keep draining it, like that shit was a pain in the ass. And I hate needles already. So on top of it, it was just like, this is terrible. But it was a process, bro. And it made me grow just as a competitor, as a leader, as a man, like knowing I could get through some hard shit and still come out and play my best every single Sunday. That's honestly what I got, what I took from it. It's like, I know it's not perfect. I know everybody's going through shit. And specifically in my case, like, I literally put my fucking life on the line to go out there and play. And I'm always, go above and beyond to go help my team win. So at the end of the day, I know I grew mentally. I know I grew physically. And it gets me more excited, get this shit back rolling 100%, get the wheel 1,010%. So next year I'm be flying even faster and doing, playing at an even higher level. So I'm excited, bro.
Amen. Are you bending it at least nowadays? I know it's pretty stiff. So I feel like I'm Pat McAfee asking Aaron like where he's at in his rehab. Same shit.
Yeah, no doubt. It's same shit. For right now I'm only 30 degrees, so it's barely any bend. I got to keep it in this brace and I got to keep it compressed. So after the surgery, we knew there was going to be some dead blood that was kind of sitting in my knee, not in the joint, but on the outside. And that was a motherfucker. So my knee looked disgusting. I mean, I could put pictures in here, but y'all probably don't want to see it. We'll see. But yeah, today we talked to Elitrosh, obviously, and he said to just monitor it, see how it's doing, and we might, have to drain it. So that's okay. And today I had to go in there, fucking drain it. And that felt a million times better. So it was great, but I fucking hate getting a needle in the side of my knee, and I'm sick of doing that shit. So I don't plan on doing it many more times, but it's normal. Everything's going normal, and we're ahead of schedule. So life is good.
There's
shout
no
out
way that your long ass is fitting.
Go.
There's no way your long ass is fitting behind the steering wheel. So you got Rach taking you to training facility bright and early every morning, or?
No, I can't drive. You're right about that. But Ansley Moore,
say,
yeah, no, fuck
switching feet.
I wish.
Seat
but
way better.
yeah, Ansley, she works for the team. She's a legend. She's good friends with Rachel too. So she's been my chauffeur for the past week, and she picks me up 6:30 every morning, and we hop in the whip, and we. Yeah, big shout out to Ansley. She
also sent all of our gifts that Maxx sent to us for Christmas, right, Maxx?
Yes.
Oh,
hell
wow.
Yeah.
Secret Santa.
Yep, she was Secret Santa. Y'all met her obviously in the suite and everything. So yeah. She's a G. She's a G. She's holding it down for the Redheads, no doubt.
Last thing I'm gonna hit on with the knee, and we'll move on. But I gotta know because when you come out of surgery, you're all weird. You might be saying some goofy ass shit. Maxx, was there anything off the wall that you were mouthing off to the doctors on? And if so, did anybody catch it on camera? Did you have any of those weird moments or conversations?
No, honestly, so usually I'm like aggressive and I'm like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on kind of deal. Yeah, so super surprising. But yeah, no, honestly, I was super calm. Like I remember like coming out of it, and I remember I was there, but I was like slowly coming back into it, and I started kind of seeing what was going on. And then I was like super calm. Like Rachel said, I was super calm. I'm always like really outgoing when I'm coming out of surgery like that. So I have pictures of my phone. I didn't even realize. For some reason, I'm sitting there like this, taking a picture with the one of the nurses throwing up the deuces and doing funny shit like that. So that had me laughing. I'm just scrolling through my phone. For some reason, I'm looking through my pictures and I'm like, wait, what? And it was someone's grandmother just throwing up the deuces with her.
I love it.
So,
and they're sharing with their
classic.
entire family in a group chat too.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. For
They're
sure.
used to just like accountants and bankers coming, old guys coming for surgery. All of a sudden, Maxx Crosby wheels in, leg all stiff.
Just chilling.
Hey, a man of the people, whether he's under or he's out and about walking around. So I'm sure they can appreciate
Gotta
that.
be. Gotta be. You
100%.
gotta show love everywhere.
What I want to ask you is this big weekend, it was UFC, right? We had Strickland, we had Plessis. Everyone saw your interview on ESPN with you and Sean sitting down. Before we talk about the fight, obviously you and Sean have grown a lot closer to each other. You got a good relationship. You punch each other for free, which is fucking mind-blowing to me, but it's awesome at the same time. Max, what was it like to sit down with Sean? Because I'd love to get him on the podcast at some point. If, like we said, it might take hours of editing, and that's okay.
Hours.
But
yeah.
What was it like for you just to be able to sit in that moment, because you're a big fight junkie guy, you love the UFC, you're kind of part of like the build up to the fight, so to speak. But what was it like to see a fighter in his element, up close and personal, and then also a close friend at the same time?
Yeah, it's dope. Obviously, I was fired up about the opportunity. They hit me up and wanted me to do a little interview with them, the week of the fight. So I was like, hell yeah. I haven't seen Sean since, the offseason. So it's always love. Like he's, people have their opinions. Obviously, he says some off the wall shit, but at the end of the day, like he's genuine and he's a real one. So we sat down, had a great talk and everything. And it's kind of crazy, like seeing, from a different perspective, we're all athletes at the end of the day. We grew up playing, we all played our whole life, and like that's what we know. But when you go to like the other side when it comes to fighting, like it's one-on-one. It's not a team sport. It's you versus this dude. And like this is the first title defense he had. And I could tell like he was laid back, super calm. He's ready, prepared. And I had no doubt in my mind he was going to go out there and do his thing. And I truly believe he did. And in my opinion, I believe he won the fight. In Dana's opinion, he believed he won the fight. I truly think it was 2-2 going into the fifth, and it was whoever wins the fifth is going to take the fight. So, I'm not going to say the amount of money. I'm not. Yeah, the headbutt hurt, but I'm not going to say the amount of money I lost on the fight. But I'm very upset that Sean lost, and I'm gonna just give a big shout out to James Harden for saving the weekend, but. That's for another time. But on top of saved the whole weekend. So Harden, you are the GOAT. And Darian believes in you fully as well. So yeah, he brought us back to life. But at the end of the day, Sean, I believe they got to run it back. I think it would be I think everyone would tune into the rematch. It was a great first fight. It was a banger. Either way, you got to give your respect to Dreykus because he did his thing too. So. I think everybody wants to see a rematch. Izzy's already lost a few times in the last couple of years. Like, let them run it back. We'll see what happens, and then go from there. You know what I mean? Those two dudes are the best in the division. Let them go duke it out one more time. I think that's what the fans want.
I agree. I feel like they were almost – you tell me if I'm wrong, but I felt like they're almost pushing the Plessis and Adesanya thing so hard that it was almost like they were going to give it to Plessis no matter what. But in my opinion, it's like – you got to do more if you're trying to take the belt off the champion. You know what I mean? Like you have to. It has to be like unanimous. Okay, obvious, unanimous. Yeah. Yes. Like I don't 100%. Know if you feel that way, but what the fuck?
I feel like a 50-50 toss-up goes back to the champ. Yeah.
Yes. No doubt. I feel like even if it's 55-45, the contender, that's not enough. You got to go in there and take it. You either finish the champ or. Then you give it to you know what I mean? It's got to be like clear and decisive when it comes down to that. So honestly, it was disappointing. I think Dana said the same thing. He, what we're talking about is like, you're going to take the belt. You got to take it convincingly. So that's just the crazy part to me. And then you look at the striking numbers and Strickland landed 50 more punches. So it's like he won out of 4 rounds, 4 out of the 5 rounds, he outstruck him. So where did Plessis win? Because he landed some bigger shots. It is what it is. Sean was never stumbled. Yeah. He was never banged up. He was never wobbly at any point. I mean, it's crazy. And then you talk about the takedowns. honestly, you could look at it as, he took him down 6 times. He got up immediately every time and got 0 damage on the ground. So are you giving that a plus to Drakus for not being able to hold him down and getting right back up? Like, it's more impressive that Strickland didn't let him land a punch on the ground. So it's like, it's kind of weird, bro. Like, honestly, I think it was bad. But that's when it comes to the judges. I mean, that's what comes with it. If you let it go to the judges, then you're at risk of that happening. It happened to Strickland just last year when he fought Cannonier. Everyone thought Strickland won. He landed more punches. It was close, but then they gave Cannonier the split decision. So, like, I mean, those could go either way. So it's tough. And I know Sean is not happy about it, and he wants that rematch. And they're trying to push the Izzy shit. But, like, honestly, I mean, Izzy's already lost twice out of his last, I think, twice out of his last 3 fights. So, I mean, give Strickland another shot.
Yeah, I'd love to see it because what they say is you're not really a champion until you defend your belt. And I know that shit probably eats Sean up, and he wants to prove it. You know what I'd hate to see or hate to be is the person who's fighting Sean in his next fight. Because one thing when he comes off a loss or he's screwed in some way in a decision, he is going to come out and put a full-blown clinic on the next fight. Yes. So I don't know if I'd want to be taking that next fight with Strickland. But
no, he's going to terrorize whoever he steps in there. Yeah. No doubt. I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath, and that's the thing. If they throw in Whitaker after he just got knocked out his last fight, Strickland's going to go in there and butcher him.
Good old Bobby Knuckles?
Yeah.
I feel like he might be declining a little bit, which sucks, but
it sucks. He's been knocked out a few times.
How quickly does Strickland bounce back and fight again? What do you guys think on that one?
I bet he fights immediately.
I think
immediately. He's going to fight the next 3 months.
Yeah, he's going right back.
He doesn't stop. No question.
He's probably already sparring, even with his eye all messed up. If I had to guess, the dude spars every day.
I was going to say, if you take out that headbutt, even just like the optics of it, Strickland was untouched. Plus, his face was fucked sitting there in the press conference. Looks like he got hit by a 2x4, a crowbar, both by 2 people.
Both. Yeah, both. No, literally, his face was brutalized. Like, his eyes blown out, everything. And Strickland, besides the cut, like, he had some bumps and bruises, whatever. Like,
yeah, no doubt.
Plessis landed some big shots, but, like, if you really sit there and watch the fight, I got to watch it again just to, you know what I mean, get a better grasp. But, like, as the fight went on, like, Strickland's jab was there the whole time. He was jabbing. And it's not as flashy as throwing big looping haymakers and kicks and shit, but Plessis was not landing nearly as much.
No. And not as damaging, too. And that's what they're going to take into account is the damage that you've done, which sucks because they should be able to, like, go back and review, which they might be able to, so I could be wrong, but go back, review, see if there was a headbutt, because I didn't know. Darian, we watched the fight together. Did you know? We didn't know he got headbutted till Sean said something the next day.
And then they showed the replay. And it's cracked his straight head to head, split his head.
Started leaking. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, we just missed it.
Some people love head to head. Max, you said Strickland. I know people. You mentioned how Strickland landed about 50 more punches, right? A lot more activity. Changing gears a little bit, you're about 50 more tackles than the next guy in the Defensive Player of the Year finalist awards. Yeah. So first off, congratulations, bro, being nominated for being in the top 5, baby. Defensive Player of the Year. Let's go, boy.
Stop playing. Appreciate it.
Way to show us you fucking won it.
Come on. Yeah, stop playing. Yeah, it's That's crazy, big. Bro.
Congratulations,
it's a blessing, bro.
Hell yeah,
it's a blessing. I appreciate it, bro. We talked about it. Literally, I talk about it every single day. That's why I work the way I work. It's nothing but a blessing, bro. I'm so fired up. Just being recognized. There's a lot of factors that go into it, but it's a blessing. It's not taking anything against it. Everyone knows how I feel about it. But at the end of the day, it's just a blessing, and I know more is just the beginning of where we're going. So that's what pushes me. Even being second team All-Pro, like that still bothers me.
Of course.
And it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I know it's for a reason. And I know I'm only going to take off to another level this upcoming year.
Yeah. Obviously, we're pumped for you, and it's well-deserving. I know, Darian, I don't want to jump into his FanDuel DraftKings account because I already know how much is placed on you. And likewise for the boys. Yeah. We the belief and the loyalty runs thick here. So
Yeah, we
I'll
were.
tell you what, that's investing. You just keep
Yeah.
sprinkling all season.
That's
who
right.
needs stocks?
Yes, exactly.
Who needs
We need
stocks?
stocks and bonds. I mean, it's
Welcome.
worthless.
That's right. Max, but do you think, I know we're focused on this year and all that stuff, but you had a great year. You've also had a lot of other great years leading up to this. Do you think like you could have been nominated for any other years past other than this year? And then also on top of that, is this the standard moving forward? Like you want to be in the top 5 every single year, defensive player of the year, along with winning the Super Bowl, obviously team goal and personal goals.
Yeah, no doubt. In the past, I feel like, these last 3 seasons, I've gotten better in different ways every single year. Statistically, production wise, impact, effect on the game. I feel like these past 3 years, I could have been considered in that top 5. I feel like it's hard to find 5 guys that do what I do on a Sunday on a consistent basis. So for me, my whole life, my whole story is I feel like I always had to go above and beyond to prove my worth, and I'll run that marathon. And I talked about this, this past off season, like last year when I didn't make the All Pro, I was like violently mad. But it really made me sit back and think about everything. I was not happy at all, but it made me, going into the off season, it was exactly what I needed going into this year because I didn't let it was in my mind all off season. And for me, all you have to do is give me a reason. And I'm always looking for that reason. And I'm always looking. So even if I have to make it up or create something in my head, like to get me going, that's what I need. And, I never want to be comfortable. And I talk about it all the time. It's not about the money. It's not about the fame. It's not about the recognition. For me, if you're playing for all those reasons, like you're not going to be who you are. You're not going to be the best version of yourself. Obviously, I love it. I want to make as much money as I possibly can. I want to take care of my family and friends and everybody involved. Like that, of course, that's important. But you get to that by doing the shit every single day and constantly learning and exploring, okay, how can I take this shit to a different level? How can I sleep better? How can I recover better? How can I do this? And like, y'all know what I do. I tell y'all every day, I got a sauna in the crib now and I got this cold plunge in the house because on the weekends in the off season, I don't go in the building. You know what I mean? I'm not in there Saturday, Sunday. So now I could do it 7 days a week instead of 5. So that's just that 1%, you know what I mean? And I talk about it all the time. It's just about every little detail matters. And that's what's important to me. So yeah, I truly believe the last 3 years I could have been in that top 5, but finally getting that recognition, that's the reason I work. And obviously the most important thing is winning. And if I'm able to do this and continue to get better, which I know I'm going to, it's going to help our team get better. And that's all that matters and put us in positions where I'm playing right now. You know what I mean? I hate that I got to be sitting here at home and I'm fucking going stir crazy because I'm watching these dudes rush and I'm like, I need to be on the fucking field right now. You know what I mean? That's what gets me going. It gets me motivated. So, yeah, bro, for me, I know where I'm going. I know the work I put in every day. And this is the standard. The standard is undisputed, number 1%. That's what it is every day. And, for me, every offseason I go back to the drawing board. I sit with my team, my nutritionist, my strength coaches, everybody, and we break down what are we going to do? How are we going to take that next step? And this year is refinement and elevation. I told y'all this. My foundation, I built an incredible foundation. This year, the start of the offseason, I've had to pivot and go down a different street, but the goal and the mission is still the same. So I got the knee, I got to get the thumb, but there's still ways to go around it. There's still ways to improve and take that next step. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just fired up, bro. Like that shit, you're getting me going, but I can go on all day. But I'm ready to rock, bro. Multiple foundations.
Also the Max Crosby Foundation.
Also,
you know what I mean?
Dustin Creel is rocking right now, which I highly appreciate. But yeah, bro, we're excited, bro. Like the standard is the standard, bro. I want to be the best in the world, regardless of position, bro. You're good.
Before I send it to you, DT, it's only right, Max, that you're finding a way and finding an edge because you're rocking the Jordan sweatshirt right now. And in The Last Dance, which I know you'll probably have on every morning when you wake up, just knowing you. But he talks about shit that would normally you're like, is he looking for a problem? But he even says, like, I have to look for an edge. I look for things that either piss me off or when you're that great for so long, which you're trending in that direction, bro, it's like, what can piss me off? What can drive me? Like, do you find yourself probably doing the same thing right about now?
No, I literally got that from him, bro. I 100% got that from him. And that's my personality. I'm a competitive motherfucker, and I always am looking for a reason to do my thing. You know what I mean? Pop off and go find a way to go harder. So, yeah, I definitely got that from him, and that's like, that's another announcement that's coming soon, but we'll keep that on the hush. But you already know what it is. But at the end of the day, like, that's what, when you do it over and over and over again, and everyone's, okay, you're doing great, you're doing this, and then you get more haters, and they're like, oh, he's not TJ, he's not this guy. So it's like you're constantly battling, but it's becoming more of a discussion, which is a great thing. But for me, that's not what it's about. I used to worry about all the outside and all this fucking noise, but when I'm at my best, bro, I'm present, I'm in my own head, I'm sane, I'm silent, I'm fucking silent killer. You know what I mean? I already know what's about to happen when I go on the field. Some would say I'm zen. You know what I mean? Exactly. You start with a fresh slate. Where's my can?
That's right.
Exactly.
There's only 40 million boxes there. We'll find
one. Somewhere. But you know what I mean? It's just you just got to bottle up all your emotions and lock in, and you'll be straight. So
I love it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, bro. It's just taking that next step. Refinement, elevation, and always find a reason, bro. Because once you do it again and again and again, you got to find, okay, what's the next step? What's that? Because when you get to a very high level, the jump isn't the same because you're at a high level. So it's not like every day, all right, I'm a PR and this and that, and every day it's like, no, it's the little small gains. So at the end of the offseason, you look back and be like, okay, I didn't fucking put on 70 pounds of muscle, whatever, but I took that last offseason, which I PR'd and everything, and now I PR'd again. And if it's by 20 pounds and this by 30 pounds, and that's how you continue to grow in every single asset.
I love it. D, you got a follow-up for him?
Yeah, that's why we love social media, right? So I saw a graphic going around, and it compared Maxx to the other 3 defensive linemen, defensive ends that are nominated top 5, right? And they broke it down with 18 different categories in statistics. Maxx leads that list in 7 of those, right?
We got to put that list up for the people.
Yeah, which is number 1, with who's winning in most of the 18 columns. Some of those that jump out, right? Snaps played, tackles, like there's wide margins with that. Now, what would you say that attributed to your massive leap forward to be able to be so well-rounded, right? We always talked about Maxx can't defend the run. This motherfucker comes out and busts out crazy numbers and tackles, right? Leads the top 5 list. Now, what would you say from this offseason helped you propel you forward to be this well-rounded and take the leap into the top 5 for Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, it's literally everything I just talked about. It's constantly being curious, constantly finding different ways to improve in every asset. So that applies directly to my game. And once the season comes, after the whole offseason goes, okay, 3 years in a row, I won the offseason award. I got 3 of them standing looking at me right now. That's the first step. And then we go to the next step, and that's, okay, now we're in training camp. How can I improve this training camp? And it's the details, the smallest little things. It's the individual period. It's doing it right every single time. So once I get onto the field, it's all muscle and muscle memory. It's not, all right, I'm trying to will myself, all right, this snap, I'm going to get him this time. It's like, no, this is what I do. This is how I'm a machine. Yeah. I'm trained to do it this way every single time, and I'm not thinking about it. Once you're thinking, you're already a step behind. So for me, if I that's why I do it every single day, and I'm religious about it, because there's no more free, like, feeling, more alive feeling than when you just go out there and you're the fucking lion out there. You're the one hunting people. Yes. And that's how I feel out there. So that's how I feel like I've been able to elevate every single year, because I reevaluate from the start of the offseason, and all right, this is what we're doing. We're gonna improve in this little way, and boom, boom, boom. And then the foundation gets bigger, and your crib, you go from a 6,000 square foot house to a 20,000 square foot house, and then you go to a big, you know what I mean? So shit like that. That's really what it comes down to. So that's how I feel like I've elevated, and also it's the mental side of it. Like, I used to be able to try to prove everybody wrong. And like for me, every time before the game, I say my prayer. I'm like, no, I'm doing this. I'm here to prove the ones right that believe in me. And it's the small group of people, y'all, my wife, my daughter, my family, the people closest to me. That's my coaches, my teammates. They expect me to go out there and be at my best. I'm doing it for them because they need it from me, and I'm expected to do this. And I've set that standard myself by the work I put in every day. So that's what it really comes down to. So yeah, trust me. When I came in the league, they were like, he's a skinny rotational pass rusher. He can't do the run. You know what I mean? He's not good against the run. That's just immediately it was labeled on me from the jump. And I'm like, all right. Now fast forward 5 years. I have most tackles at the ends. I have most TFLs back-to-back years. I'm the highest graded run defender in the NFL, in the best league in the world. And I know I could be even better. So it's like, it sounds, people are like, oh, how do you mean you could be better? They said the same shit last year. Oh, Maxx is a career year. I'm like, no, I know I could be better. And right now people are saying, oh, he said, I know I can be better. There's a lot of plays I left out there. And that's what pushes me, bro. It's like, how great can I be? And that's what I'm chasing every single day.
I was going to say, we got to go back and look, because I sent that video to the boys earlier of Maxx when he was at the podium right after he got drafted. Night and day difference. That has to be one of the biggest transformations in fucking NFL history. Seeing this dude at that podium to today, not the same person at all.
No. Bleach blonde hair, like 4 tattoos to now.
No
50
facial
pounds
hair.
heavier.
No beard, nothing.
Blue shirt.
Crazy. Yeah. Baggy clothes.
Shirt. Wrinkled.
I feel like part of it too is Maxx is speaking on that point, Darian, from where he started to where he is. It's like every fucking year you're just undeniable to people. Like people are. I feel like you've been doing this, but people are finally taking notice because you've been in their face play after play, game after game, season after season. Now people are like, oh shit, you're right. This Maxx dude, I've been hearing his name every fucking time I turn the game on. And then they love who you are. They love how you play the game. And it's like, okay, he's here to stay. You know what I mean? Like you're up on that upper echelon of players, and people are just paying attention. I feel like now because you're undeniable and you're in their face, and your gameplay is just next fucking level, dude. So
I appreciate
it's awesome.
it, bro. I appreciate it, and that's honestly the coolest thing from that is like I was just talking. I'm not gonna say who I was talking to today, but a very well-known, very good coach that I've gone against in the past, and he was just talking about how he schemed against me and what he had to, leading into the week, what he was looking for and what he was doing. And like, that's the ultimate respect, like getting the respect from the fans and everything like that is incredible. The fans are why, we're able to make the money we make and do what we do on a daily basis. But also like that respect you get from the other players and the other coaches, like they're the ones that watch you more than anybody. They watch the film. They watch you on a snap to snap basis. They know where your hole's at. That's why they should
vote for Defensive Player of the Year, not the media.
I know. That's only a part of it. But trust me, I agree. But like, that's the crazy part is like even the fan vote or the player voted the NFLPA. It was me and Miles, top one. You know what I mean? We're the only 2 edges, and they voted me. And that's my play. The guys I play against in the league. Like I got guys from other teams already texting me. I had a dude just text me like 30 minutes ago. I'm not gonna say who, but like. Another DN in the league, he's asking me, yo, can we get on the phone? I want to know what you do in the offseason. I've had some of the best players in the league reach out to me asking me, what is your routine? Like this, in camp, we went against the Niners. Fred Warner, first dude comes up to me, yo, we need to talk, bro. I'm like, what'd I do to you? What happened? I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean we need to talk? I'm like, what happened? What up? And he's like, I've never seen anybody fly around to the ball like you in my life. I've never seen it. He's like, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. Let me get your number. Let's talk. And we still talk. Like he just hit me up after his last game. He's like, bro, we still need to talk more. He's like, I need to figure out more about the routine and stuff like that. And he's a great player. And that's the ultimate respect because the great ones are always learning, always curious, always still trying to find how can I get better. And that's what it's all about to me. It's like, I don't have all the answers. I still don't have the answers. And that's why I continue to get better because I'm always curious. I'm always trying to find how, ways to improve.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so speaking on like your routine on the off season, everything leading up to it, your preparation, things like that. What do you think the team's biggest needs are going into off season, going into the draft to make that next step? As you're talking about, you take that next step every day. What's the big hunch getting over now that you have a stable front office, new coach, new GM, ready to rock? What's the move?
Yeah, the exciting part is we get a chance to build on what we already started, and we were 5-4. But we were in every single game, and we got a lot better in a very short time. So this offseason, I know defensively, we finished the top 10 defense in the league. I think in the last 9 weeks, we're the number 1 defense, which is crazy. You know what I mean? It's like night and day. But it just gives, we know what we need. At the end of the day, we need to add depth. I feel like on all 3 levels, we need another interior disruptor. You need another corner, maybe another linebacker depth-wise. But you're always looking for improvement on the roster. So we've already done a lot of good things in a short span as a defense, but the more you just add more fuel and add more weapons to that defense, I feel like you start there. And then, obviously I've seen Aiden O'Connell did an interview yesterday, and they're asking him about, what's your opinion on the quarterback situation, whatever. And he's like, I fully expect them to, bring in a quarterback and it to be a competition. And I love that because that's ultimate competitor shit. He's not like, oh, fuck, who are they going to bring in? He's like, no, like I know there's going to be a quarterback brought in, and I'm looking forward to that competition. So, it's not like an elephant in the room. There's probably going to be a quarterback brought in as well, a quarterback or 2. So, that's going to be open competition. So if everybody's competing and we have depth at every position and everybody is a part of that culture and understands this is what we do, we work, we smoke our shit, we talk our shit, and we have fun, like then everybody's going to be playing for each other. And that's what you saw the second half of the season. So, going into next year, that's what I fully expect to see, is that for a whole course of the season and a bunch of, wild dogs out there. So it's exciting. AP's fired up. I talked to Tom Telesco a few times already. Super good dude. And he has a great track record. He's drafted a ton of great players in the last 10 years over in LA. So bro, it's super exciting. And I know the guys are fired up as well. So there's a lot more guys in the building now than there were last year. So it's good to see, bro.
Yeah. Some people say if you Tom Telesco, what is he? What's his Telesco? Sorry.
Telesco. Yep.
Telesco. He's a great quarterback evaluator. Obviously, you've seen what he did with Herbert. And some say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one, right? I kind of disagree because you just hit on it. Iron sharpens iron. Aiden's already got a step ahead of whoever they bring, whether he's a first rounder or not. He played in a shit ton of games this year. He got better every time. And the experience is something you can't teach. So I think it'll be good for the team in general. And when you have your leaders, especially at the quarterback position, obviously yourself as a captain, but when you get those guys really pushing each other and you get going, I think big things are on the horizon. So we look forward to that. D, I think D's got one for you too.
From your perspective, what is the most valuable thing to have on the defensive line to help you enhance your game, right? Is that a pass rushing 3-tech? Is that another, big name defensive end? What's more valuable to you in your game? And then why?
I feel like it starts in the interior, having disruptors. It could be one. Some teams, when you have an Aaron Donald or a Chris Jones, you got that dude playing 3-tech. You need one is enough. Wow. I mean, he's wrecking shit. He's taking 2-3 people every single time. So it's like you have a guy at that caliber. That's basically all you need, and somebody else who's to coordinate, everything. So. I feel like that's the most important. Find a super disruptive 3 technique.
Tell them why, Max, because some people might not understand why. They might think Max needs another end on the other side, so he's not getting double teamed. But tell them why it's important, if you can, to have a guy in the middle. Well,
it enables me to be able to speed rush more often. I'm not thinking about, okay, is there enough push up front? Because I could win at 7-8 yards, but if there's no push in the middle, then boom, he's taking off. And that's why I feel like our D-line took a big step this year, is because we had guys like Adam Butler and Jenkins and, Bilal and those guys, and they really improved, and they helped our rush a ton. Like, we've literally doubled our sack total in just a year by those guys coming in and helping us inside. So you add another piece, another big name piece or a big time player, and then add another one, like 2-3 more guys, to just have more fucking horses in the stable, like kind of how San Fran does, then I mean, the more rushes you have, the better. So you keep adding weapons like that. I mean, Chris Jones is a free agent. Matabike is a free agent. Christian Wilkins is a free agent. You got guys that are a lot of really good rushers on the interior out there. And I know, I mean, if I'm a betting man, I would guess that, we would try to go get somebody like that. So it starts up front. I feel like it's the golden rule in football. If you have great O-line and D-line, like, you're going to have success. So you got to build through the trenches. And I firmly believe in that. So, yeah, that's why it's super helpful. But when you look at the other end, you got Kuntz, who went ballistic the second half of the year. So when you have another guy like that over there, you let him keep building. You know what I mean? He started to get his swag and his confidence, and his play just kept getting better and better and better as the season went on. And next year, I expect it to be full blown. Nobody's blocking Malcolm. You know what I mean? And I have no doubt about that. He's only going to get better. So I mean, we got Tyree as well, who's going to play inside and outside. You got J-Rob, you got Adam, you got so many different guys. So you just keep adding dudes in the mix, and it's going to be scary.
And then from the schematic side for an offense, I mean, that's fucking tough, right? You can't just do a full line slide one way, man up on the right side, and then chip, because you're leaving the middle vulnerable. So I mean, that's monumental. You guys can any of the fucking names you just listed are game changers.
No doubt. And that's the thing. You got to have guys that you got to be on the same page. Like, it's all about communication. 4 = 1. Everyone on the same page. And if you have dudes winning one, it literally starts with winning your one-on-one.
Yeah.
That's the golden rule. Everyone talks about, we got to run all these games and blah, 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 blah. None of that works unless you can win a one-on-one. And if you got 4 dudes, you got 6 dudes, you got 7 dudes who can win consistently on one-on-ones, then it opens up everything. Because now the guards and tackles and center, they're worried, okay, I've gotten beat already. Now they're not expecting, oh shit, they think he's Russian that gets fucking ear-holed and the game hits like a home run. So that's how the games open up. It starts with winning your one-on-one rushes. So that's what it's all about. So we just keep adding guys like that. Tyree's going to be a lot better. And he got in literally from week 1 to week 18, he was a whole different player. Tyree was playing at a whole different level. So I expect him to take a big jump. Malcolm, all these guys to keep getting better, and it's just you're gonna see what happens. You know what I mean? It's gonna be scary for sure.
Yeah. To that point too, D, you're talking about offensive line sliding and how that can be tough. Also for a quarterback, when you guys are covering all lanes and you have push from the inside, I sure as hell hate not knowing where the hell I can step up into, or a lot of guys like step up and then leave the pocket. It's gonna be a lot harder when they're barreling those guys back in your face and on your lap. So I look forward to it. And the draft is obviously a big piece of that for you guys, Max, but you hit on it. Free agency, I feel like, I hope, in the past maybe it's been a little slower, but I hope this year, the Raiders, Mark, and all those guys get to the drawing board and they pull in some guys from free agency from other teams that are huge impact players for you guys.
For sure. I mean, the draft is huge, free agency is huge. And knowing AP and Telesco, like, they're aggressive. They want to, like, we're here to win now. You could already just tell, like, AP, I've been with him for a long time. I know how he is. He's like, boom, we're fucking getting him. I don't care what it costs. We're getting him. And so that's kind of his personality, and that's why, the guys fuck with him. But Telesco as well. He has a great track record. He's gotten a lot of great players. He's not afraid to go, bring that checkbook out and help, bring in some dogs. So it's going to be interesting.
Amen. We just talked about Mark. I mean, we just talked about Mark. I'd be remiss not to say it. Let's give our boy Mark a round of applause. He listened to the people. Hey, I mean,
the big chat.
That's huge. That's awesome. I know that it wasn't just Maxx who got on the podcast that's making headlines. It's not just the players. It's the city, the people around the organization. So
Condor Cartel.
You have the Condor Cartel is roaring.
They were rabid.
You have somebody that's in a position like Mark is, and usually it's, hey, my team, my decision, I know best. And that's usually what you think about owners, right? It becomes more of an egotistical thing. But Mark, I mean, he proved a lot. He cares about this organization. He cares about the players' opinions. He cares about what's best for the future of the brand of the Raiders. So, I mean, from the outside looking in, that was fucking awesome to see, because he went with AP, and then he went with Telesco, who's proven, right? Everybody was a little worried about the AP decision. Everybody had a little bit of hesitancy, but then you come in with the second hire, and he's got a proven track record. So, I mean, let's just one more for Mark Davis.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
One more for Mark.
That's fantastic.
100%. Mark.
And Max,
Please
you
shout
take
to Mark.
steps every single day. Have you seen, being around Mark for 5, 6, going on 6 years now, have you seen growth in Mark as well as an owner and, being more active? That's a learning curve as well. I know he's been doing it for a while, but have you seen growth in your time being with him to some of the points that Darian's hit on?
Yeah, no question. I mean, me and Mark since day one have had an awesome relationship, and he's been very open about what he wants. How when we came to Vegas, he's like, we're going to bring a championship to Vegas. We want to win here. It's not just about being in Las Vegas and the lights and everything. Like, it's about winning at the end of the day. The motto is just win, baby. You know what I mean? That's his dad came up with that a long time ago, and they live by that. They had 3 Super Bowls, living by that motto. So, me and Mark, our relationship, we're super close, and we have a lot of conversations. And, for us, seeing him, grow as a leader, and just, not only, like you said, Darian, like you would think about owners, they would be closed-minded. No, this is my fucking decision, whatever. Like, he has great people in his corner. He trusts his players. He trusts his coaches. He trusts the fan base. And all he wants to do is win. And that's literally all I want. At the end of the day, regardless of the fact, I want people who have my mindset. I'm finding that 1% every single day. How could we elevate? How could we change? How could we grow and go in the right direction? And so seeing, him make these decisions so far in the offseason has been awesome. I'm fired up about it. Me and Mark have already, had a ton of great conversations, in the last couple of weeks. So, we're fired up about the future, man. And
couple
the
of conversations over cigars, right? I mean, that's
Stogies,
baby.
big stogies.
And, hey,
Yeah, no
what's
doubt.
Mark like for the people back home? Like, when you get them out of that realm, you're sitting there at the table at 8 Lounge. Shout out 8 Lounge.
Shout out Giuseppe, the man.
Shout out Giuseppe, wonderful guy.
Name will never get old.
What's it like, though, hanging with Mark? Is he a good dude, good personality? What's it like hanging with him?
Yeah, I mean, Mark is one of the nicer dudes you'll ever meet. He's cool as hell. Great personality. He's one of the guys. So it's not like I'm sitting there with my, shirt buttoned up and I gotta be somebody that I'm not. Yeah, exactly. It's not. It's okay. It's not that at all. But it's literally I could fully be myself and just be honest. And he wants my opinion on things. And as a player, like we talked about in the a couple episodes ago, it's like I just want to be heard. I'm not saying this is my decision. I want this or whatever. It's like I just want to be heard and be considered. And that's what it's all about. We're all Raiders at the end of the day. I want to retire a Raider. I want to be here for the long haul. And I want Mark to be on a damn float with the trophy above his head. You know what I mean? Like, I want that for him. So for me, like, it's in any relationship, you're going to have ups and downs and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's all love. And we're all on the same mission to the same thing. So, yeah, bro, it's super exciting. I'm happy for him. I'm happy we got AP back. Like you said, Telesco, great hire as well. We just got to keep improving and moving forward. So I know the guys are fired up as well.
I know that from the episode where you really took your stance of back in AP, there's mixed messages from people. They're like, oh, he doesn't want to be here. And obviously we all know that's the absolute furthest thing from the truth, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Mark's tapped in. Did you guys have a conversation and kind of talk about your guys' relationship? Because I know how close you guys are. Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to go into everything we talked about. That's between me and him. But at the end of the day, it's all love and mutual respect. He knows I want to be a Raider. He's told me he wants me to be a Raider. That's no secret at all. And yeah, obviously there's mixed messages. People, saying, there's nobody above the shield and whatever. And I'm like, at the end of the day, like I don't emotionally react to anything. I let everything play out, and then I assess the situation. I'll talk to the person man to man, and we'll have that conversation. So we talked a little bit, but yeah, we're gonna obviously see each other here soon as well. Me and him, we see each other often, especially in the off season. We definitely link up for our cigars and everything like that. But yeah, man, it's like anything. Like a relationship isn't just boom, it goes one way, everything's happy and positive and great. Like when you're on a road to win and greatness, and there's a lot on the stake, there's a lot at stake. There's gonna be bumps in the road. You know what I mean? There's gonna be emotional reactions to certain things. Nobody's gonna be perfect. So yeah, at the end of the day, like I know some of the fan base, was upset about what transpired and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm passionate about being great and passionate about winning. And that's what I want to do. I want to win here. And, I felt like sharing my opinion, was the best thing to do in that circumstance. And I stand on that. So at the end of the day, me and Mark, we fucking stand on 10, but I stand on business. And at the end of the day, I love the Raiders. I love my guys. Me and Mark, we're super close. So, it's all love at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know we got to get going because I know it's a short one. Last thing before we get to the Around the League with our boy Creel here. Max, the AFC West now. You got Andy Reid. You have Jim Harbaugh now. You have Sean Payton, and then you have AP. You got all offensive-minded coaches except for one, your guy, AP. Are you looking forward to the chess matches that are going to be happening here in the season? And then just your thoughts on like all these offensive-minded coaches, and you guys got that one, guy that's obviously a defensive guy for you guys. What do you think? Is that a plus, minus, and how do you kind of attack that going forward?
At the end of the day, AP said it best. He said, "Not everybody's meant to be a Raider." And AP is meant to be a Raider. I'm meant to be a Raider. Mark Davis is a Raider from birth. Everybody is different on this side. You know what I mean? We're the dark side. Shit's a little bit different over here. And that's how we carry ourselves. So, you hear all this, the Sean Payton, the Jim Harbaugh, the Andy Reids, got a ton of respect for them. They're great at what they do. At the end of the day, the Raiders are the Raiders. We worry about the Raiders and worry about our business, and we'll take care of it when the time comes. But we love it. At the end of the day, AP, I've said this since day one, he's the man for the job, and we believe in him. We got a lot of work to do, ton of work. Obviously, it's only January, but yeah, there's a ton of room to grow, and we're fired up for what's here to come.
I love it. Well, perfect. Creel, before I jump over to you, brother, for Around the League, really quick, if this is your first time tuning into The Rush, subscribe, grab your friend's phone, subscribe for them. Do what you need to do. You know what I mean? I would say be a friend, but I'm not going to do that. Just be a man for others. Be a woman for others. Go above and beyond and go subscribe, share this across platforms because it's going to be in front of your face whether you like it or not. So might as well be a part of the wagon and don't jump on too late. You know what I mean? So Creel, kick it over to you, brother. Around the League, which is sponsored. The segment is sponsored by Zen. So get you some, and Creel, I'll send it to you, buddy.
Big shout out to Zen Water. Let's go.
Yes,
Let's go, Creel.
Out.
Talk to him.
So it's championship weekend, man. So it all comes down 17 weeks regular season, 2 weeks survival here now. 4 teams left. First game, AFC side, Ravens hosting the Chiefs. It was a big question. Can Mahomes win on the road? He's been, had the blessing of getting home field advantage throughout his entire career. Proved that wrong. I think Buffalo is probably one of the harder places to play. Obviously, they came out on top there. Going down to Baltimore, also very, very rowdy down there. So you have that game starting off, and then the ending slate for the championship weekend. You got San Fran hosting Detroit Lions, which is kind of the Cinderella story of the entire NFL this year. Some people had a far shot that they're going to take that next step, become a playoff team, but they've taken immense steps and now are light years ahead of where they were just before that hire of Dan Campbell. And now he's, take that whole entire city on his back and made it his mission to get to where he is, and he's fulfilled his promise. So with that being said, let's get right into the picks, right?
Yeah, let's do it, baby.
Who's kicking it off? Creel, start it
really
off.
quick. I think Max and I called the Chiefs dub. I know that's not a fan favorite in the comments, but
no, yeah, I think you guys were the only ones on that.
That's what it is. You know what I mean?
I was
We're here to win. We're here to win
on the weekend.
We don't play with emotion. We play with straight brain power.
I'm not gonna lie. I picked the Bills and chose on game day the Chiefs. So yes, I had to follow. All right, what's the standings up? Who's the leaders? What's that leaderboard talking about?
Yeah. I think Max is number 1. I think Darian, I think you're in second place. I don't have the actual numbers next to me, but
I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie. I think it's 8-2. Me and Darian are 8-2. Y'all are 6-4.
I don't care. Let's just get on with it.
Fuck out of here.
I don't care.
Come on now. Fucking girl
Can't tie either.
No, 1A, 1B.
I'll kick us off. So Sunday, 3:00. I'll be short and sweet. I think Baltimore's the better team here. They are going to be the ones to dethrone KC. The story's over. It has to be over, right? You think. But for many reasons, Lamar, MVP candidate, their defense, I personally think a lot of people wouldn't agree with me, but I think Baltimore has a better overall defense than KC does.
I agree.
And I just think they're better all the way around. And it'll be a shootout. It'll be a tight game. Mahomes is never going to go on the road and get embarrassed by anyone. So I'm going to go with 31-28 Baltimore.
Okay. Real.
I like that. See,
like
I'm a little bit around that ballpark. I think there's going to be points scored.
No doubt.
I'm going to rock out with the Ravens. I was going to say a 35-28 game. Ravens take this dub.
Wow.
It's Harbaugh's ear, huh? The Harbaugh's ear.
Wow.
The bros.
Yeah. All right, so me, huh? So I'm trying to really lock in here. I'm really trying to take my heart away from this a little bit because I spent a little bit of time with Lamar. I love Lamar. I think he's an awesome guy. I think he's deserving to get some wins in the playoffs, and I think he can totally do it. That being said, I think the Chiefs are going to get it done again, and everyone's going to look stupid because they've been here before. I feel like this is just another recording from last week, but he's done this. They've been here. You saw that Kelsey scores 2 touchdowns now, beating Gronk and Brady's record with him and Mahomes. Finally. But I think it's going to be – I think the Chiefs come out on top. I think it is a close game. It's going to come down the end, maybe a Buckner kick to win it. And I'm going to say 27-24 Chiefs.
All right.
Wow.
What to
All
do
right,
now?
boys. I just want y'all to answer a couple questions for me as I ask them, and then I'll give my synopsis. Both great quarterbacks, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Both great defenses, right?
Yes.
Great.
I think Ravens are better, but yes.
Yeah, both great.
Okay. Who's the best quarterback?
Patrick Mahomes.
Who do you trust the most?
I'd have to say Mahomes.
Darian, I want you to answer too. Don't exile yourself.
I don't want to.
I want you to say it out of your mouth.
I do, but
Okay.
Mahomes has to depend on a lot of other people, and if that doesn't work out, Lamar Jackson can make shit happen on his own.
Okay, so what's your answer? Yeah, I'm giving you a yes or no.
An ultimatum.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm brave. Okay, there you go. So I'm gonna have to sit here and unfortunately say that I believe it is going to be a very good game, very tight knit. It's going to come right down to the end, and the man I trust more is Patrick Mahomes. And I could say this. Obviously, I might be a little biased. I play him twice a year, but I think everybody would agree with me. I'm not taking anything away from Lamar Jackson. He is an MVP, probably going to win the MVP. Arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league without a doubt. But when it comes down to it, in a tight game, I would put my money. Obviously, I'm not putting my money. We're not betting on NFL. So
Let's clarify that really quick.
Let's clarify that real quick in case, Roger, you're tuned in on the Rush. If you are, subscribe, like, and comment. But yeah, exactly. Raj in the chat. But at the end of the day, I trust Mahomes. I've seen it up close and personal. In the biggest games, he steps up in the biggest way. So I'm going to say it's going to be a close one. The Chiefs are going to pull it out. 30-24, Kansas City wins on the road and go to the Super Bowl.
Max and I followed up again with the Chiefs.
Yep.
One more thing to add to it. Is this Andy Reid's last season? This could be a huge part of it. That's word on the street.
What if they win, or if
they got bored?
They got bored.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, they got bored.
That's a reach.
Something Vrabel or Belichick might be coming to take his spot. But let's get on to the next one. That's nonetheless.
That's tough.
I knew it was a reach when I seen Belichick was the one that potentially could replace him. I'm like, okay, someone's really fucking reaching here.
Someone's bored.
Someone's bored.
Is he gonna coach?
Now
it's like the Falcons. It's like which everyone thought I was like boom done. Now it's like.
I think he's gonna be TV. I think he's going to Sean Payton out 1 year. TV.
Or now, Broden, I'll double down on what you said. If you're talking about KC, I think they have too much success to rid away from what's working. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They've been to 6 straight AFC titles. The only thing that's on the back burner is if Jerry Jones gets super anxious of winning now, he might Cam McCarthy. And in that case, I could see Belichick coming straight in.
Yeah. So like you're saying mid-season fire possibly with
No,
McCarthy?
I'm talking about before this next season happens, like here soonish.
Okay, he's gonna have to go back on his word then because he's saying he's locked.
already said
He's
no.
saying he's back. Yeah, he said he's back.
But to your
like,
point, Krill, that could happen with Jerry.
Yeah.
I'll go get Vrabel and let him go.
I could see Vrabel coaching the Cowboys.
Imagine him and the Cowboys.
That makes sense.
Up in arms.
That looks
Vrabel's
right.
too good of a coach to not
it.
be on a team, right?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, he deserves a job. I mean, there's 2 open still. I mean, I think the Commanders and who else? Who else is open job?
Commanders.
The Panthers got filled.
Panther. Oh, Panthers got filled.
Yeah.
By an offense coordinator from the Bucks.
So there might be 1 or 2 spots open. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, be interesting.
Is Seattle filled?
Oh no, Seattle's still open.
Yeah,
I see Vrabel going to Seattle. I see Ben Johnson going to Washington. That's my prediction. So
people love Ben Johnson. Yeah.
Huh.
Clip that one.
Interesting name to throw out there, no doubt. All right, 6 p.m. kickoff, Levi Stadium. I want to say the Lions. I really do. I love Dan Campbell. I love the story. I love it. You know what I mean? I really do. I'm not even from Detroit, but I'm all for, you know what I mean, people who haven't won to taste, you know, that success, get a full-blown Super Bowl. There's nothing bigger for a sports city than to win a Super Bowl. You can say what you want. Winning a Stanley Cup, winning a World Series. No.
Krill, are you an MCDC fan?
What's up?
Are you an MCDC fan? Dan Campbell?
No.
Hey, Dan Campbell, in case you guys don't know.
Okay,
I have to
thank
break
you.
it up.
I was
we don't live in Detroit.
Me too.
I was gonna say, what the hell does that mean?
I'm like, is that a band? Yeah, like ACDC, but he's like not right.
The ACDC cover band.
Yeah. Anyhow, going back, I just think that winning on the road against San Fran is just too tall of a task. I don't know if grit will win on this one when you're just kind of outmatched at different levels. I'm going to have to go with San Fran 28-17.
Okay.
Safe pick. I like it.
You know, I've been really really holding it in. I've been trying to be good and not go on a nice run.
Yeah.
But
let it rip.
But I'm saying fuck San Fran straight up. I'm thinking I see a little bit of Cincinnati Bengals in the Lions. You know, when the Bengals went on the run and they went to the Super Bowl out of nowhere, right? Joe Burrow started balling. I think that the Lions they make it to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to give away a pick if I think they're going to win because I don't know who they're going to play, but I think they make it to the Super Bowl. I think that Brock Purdy, you said it last week that they're going to force him to play quarterback, and I don't think that they necessarily forced him more than he just exposed himself. He overthrew and missed so many open throws that I can't bet on that.
But did he make it happen when it counted?
He did. But I think that the Lions defense is going to be on his ass. So I'm going to go with the Lions. I'm going to say it's not going to be a crazy, crazy shootout. I'm going to go with a 20-20.
Little 20-20.
24-21.
And twin.
Oh, round
24-21.
here.
Oh,
24-21.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rogie.
Lions by a zillion. I'm rocking with the Lions. I'm going with
highlighter.
Give me my Lee Corso Lion hat and I'm putting it on right now. Hey,
Yes, Lee Corso.
It's awesome. I think Brock Purdy gets too much slander. I'm probably part of that slander. I think he does a great job. I think they drafted a guy at the 3rd overall pick, Trey Lance, who couldn't do what he's doing in a system that they're claiming that's what's making Brock Purdy, right? So I think he's a lot better player than they give him love for.
Yeah.
I think he's cerebral, which that's a huge part of playing quarterback that people just don't understand, I feel like. He knows what they want to do in that system. I think he does a great job. That being said, this city is burning. I'm in Detroit. Everyone wants it. They want it. They're going to be on that field if they can. I feel like Foxy over on Pat McAfee right now, but we're going to be rocking with the Lions, baby. And I'm thinking that San Fran, depending on if it's raining or not, I don't know. Jared Goff's going to just put his big sack down, which is a great segment here on the show. And he's going to demand them to pay him the off season. He might not bring them a Super Bowl, but he will get them there. Which nonetheless might be a victory for every Detroit fan. So I will say Lions, And I'm going to say 20-18.
Oh.
Wow, weird.
Two safeties?
Two safeties? Maybe something sketchy? I don't know. I don't pick it. It could be scripted.
I didn't pick it.
You think you did, but
I got a question for you, Brogan, real quick. For Brock Purdy, the slander that he receives, I can agree with you because I just said fuck San Fran, right? But I don't think he's a bad quarterback.
No.
I think that he made a mistake early in the game and he let it haunt him and affect his play, which affected his not throwing it down deep and then hesitating a little bit and then missing these wide open throws. So if Detroit can make him second guess himself early, then that's the effect I get. I don't think he's cheeks. I think he's cheeks.
I think they got to get out to an early lead again. I think we said this with the Packers, but I think it's important for the Lions to get out on top. Jahmyr Gibbs is a nice running back. He's up and coming. I think if they can find a way in the pass game along with the run game to get him going, that's going to be big. But Jared Goff is taking on this inner Dan Campbell, right? He's got this little dog in him coming out, which is crazy. He's got that lisp. It's hard to feel like he is getting pissed off or not. But I think he's doing it. I think it's going to be a big time dub for the Lions.
Those hogs up front too. Wow. They're paving that way for the Lions.
Great offensive line.
That offensive line is they're solid. So what do you got?
Wow. I mean, I've thought I've been back and forth all week.
Come on.
I truly
believe Cousins.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna keep it very honest and real. I feel like Deebo Samuel, unfortunately, is not 100%, and that is going to play a big role in this game. Deebo Samuel is their engine. He is the guy that gets everything going for them. With him not being 100% himself, I fully expect the Detroit Lions to go into San Fran and come out with the win. And I'm gonna say this, and I'll give you the main reason. That was just the Deebo was just a part of it.
Okay.
The main reason is I don't think they have the Lions figured out. I don't think anybody has figured out how to stop Ben Johnson's offense. Everyone has seen the Niners play. They win by just we're better than you, and we know it. Shout out to Dodgeball. What's his name? Fucking
Peter
Globo
LaFleur?
Jim. Globo Jim. We're better than you, and we know it. That's how the Niners win the best movie of all time. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. Yeah. He's stuffing the pizza in his Johnson. That's fucking.
He has a little pump.
Yeah. He's the greatest movie. Okay, back to my prediction. He's walking down the stairs, just reading the dictionary. Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
that's so good.
This is why I do not think the Lions. People have not figured out the Lions. Ben Johnson's young. He hasn't been around for too long. His system is very dangerous. He's got a lot of weapons. And people are like, oh, they're outmatched. They got an all-pro, got a first-team all-pro receiver. They got a Pro Bowl-level quarterback. They got Pro Bowl-level guys on the defense. They got the best O-line in football damn near. I think this team is really underrated, and people keep finding reasons to, knock them. But I agree with you with the Bengals thing. That year the Bengals went, nobody could figure that shit out, and they were just lighting people up. I think the Lions are going to light them up low-key, and the Niners are low-key stumbling into this game. They got some dudes banged up. I know Trent Williams isn't 100%. I think the Detroit Lions win 28-21.
I like that. If you don't have Trent Williams, you don't have a team. You don't have an offense.
What we got there?
Lions by a zillion, just resurfacing.
Yes.
That's a good segment.
All right, that was good shit.
Great pick, too. I love that, guys.
I like that. And it definitely took a strange turn with the dodgeball references, but it was definitely needed. It was totally needed.
That's tough.
One thing we can say, though, boys, we will be together for the last game of the season, which will close out our picks, right? So there's going to be a winner. There's going to be a loser. So whatever that punishment reward is, we'll be together for it.
100%. That's a good transition. Max, do you want to real quick touch on some merch really quick for the Condor Cartel and anyone tuning in, and then give them a little Super Bowl week preview for them and what they can expect from the boys here on the Rush?
Absolutely. I'm going to just start off with a little story and experience I had this week. I walk in on Monday. I'm fired up to get in some great rehab early in the morning. I walk in, Chris Cortez, our head trainer. He walks in, has the what is it called? What does it say? Relentless with me smoking a cigar. Our new merch T-shirt. He's rocking the T-shirt, thin gold chain. He was fired up. He walked in ready to see me. He knew I would be the first guy there. He walked in just chest pumped out. He was ready to go, and he was rocking our merch. So if you want to get like Chris Cortez, the head trainer of the Las Vegas Raiders, go to our website right now and go buy the merchandise. We got more shit coming. We got obviously my logo. We got the hats, the T-shirts, the hoodies. We also got the Relentless shirts as well, the Tony Soprano inspired. We got some Scarface inspired type deals. We got a lot of mob shit, and that's obviously, that's literally my way of life. I live like, I try to be like Tony as a leader in a lot of ways. So at the end of the day, more merch coming. Keep buying that shit up. Keep tagging us online. More of you guys are tagging us on the stories. We highly appreciate it. It means a lot. So we love you guys. Keep buying that merch.
Let's go. Hey, tell them a little bit about Super Bowl week too while you're at it, if you don't mind.
A little bit about Super Bowl week. I'm going to be a very busy man. I'm going to be in a building even earlier than expected. Very bright and early, getting into work before we have a lot of things going on. We're going to have our first live show as a podcast. We are fired up about that. We have our sponsors, Team New Era. New Era is going to be involved. We got the Fanatics family is going to be involved. A lot of different people from a lot of different, great places and great
things we can't announce
businesses and organizations. We can't fully say everything. But I'm going to say this. We got a lot of great things coming. Super Bowl week, we're going to be live and active as can be, cooking like Harden and doing our thing. So everyone tune in. We will be out and about and pushing the rush, pushing DPOY, pushing a lot of things.
Yes.
But we're fired up.
Baby.
The boys are going to be in town. We're going to be pushing content first and foremost. We're going to have vlogs. We might have like two. We might have just an ongoing. We might make a Titanic long vlog that just
I might not sleep.
covers the whole weekend.
Just Vegas.
We're
I'm
going to be
so
there for
fired
9
up.
days. So there's going to be some content.
There's going to be a lot of content. It's going to be iconic. And, we're going to have our Rush House, which is going to be incredible. We're going to have a great time, and we're going to do our thing. So it's we got a lot of great things coming.
Amen, buddy.
So with that, if we're doing a live show, that means there's going to be a live audience. And if we're going to have a live audience, we got to have them rocking that merch. So if we see the rush, that's the easiest way to get pointed out by the man, right?
Yeah,
so we want to see that all over Vegas. That would be badass. You have the Super Bowl in your city.
Also, have some of those great questions. Sorry, Max.
No doubt. Oh, no, you're good. I mean, you're 100% spot on. Be ready to ask questions. If you're rocking that merch, best believe we're going to have a bag full of stogies, and we'll be tossing stogies to people with the merch. So if you want a stogie from your boy, you rock that merch, and we're going to be tossing them out like candy. You know what I mean? So we're going to be fired up about that. I mean, during the pod, if it's live, if we're allowed to light in that bitch, I'm lighting a stogie in there because that is what I do, and this is what we do. So that is what we will do. We're fired up about it.
Turn them alarms off.
Bunch of different locations, exactly. Turn the smoke alarm off. We're going to light that bitch up, and we're going to have some fun. So we appreciate it.
Amen, buddy. Amen. Let's close them out here. Let's get you back to what you need to do. But first and foremost, we really appreciate you guys. Man, we're so pumped to just show you guys what this is evolving to. And we wouldn't be there without you. So, Max, I'll let you close out for the Condor Cartel because you are the Condor himself.
Absolutely. I appreciate you blessing me with that. Obviously, like we talked about, we got a lot of things coming up. We got the merch going on. Go get your merch. We got live shows coming. Bring your merch to the live show. We got a lot of different things coming, and we also have a lot of huge announcements coming that we can't say yet. I'm just gonna say that, not yet. Darian's gonna be mad at me. We got some big shit coming. Diesel size, big shit coming. You know what I mean? Duncan breaking backboard type big shit. We're excited. We're fired up. Keep tuning in. Off the Glass. Comment, like, subscribe. YouTube, iHeart, Apple, Spotify. Everyone keep tuning in. We love you guys so much. We appreciate you. This is episode 17 of The Rush. We want to have Robert Spillane on here. Yeah. We're really sorry about that, but we will get him on soon. He was getting on an airplane. He's like, do I just need to call? I'm like, Spillane, I want to do it right. I want to see your face. I want to see your lack of neck in front of my screen. I want it right here up close in person. I want the pyramid right in front of me. So
He might be a Super Bowl
Chuck
guest,
Roberts
maybe,
playing
right?
as well.
Shit.
He might be a Super Bowl guest. We're gonna have all type of guests. But again, episode 17. We love you guys. This is The Rush with my brothers. We're out of here.
Love you guys. Let's go.
Peace.